if there's one thing you should get from Frederick Douglass, is here's a man that refused to be a slave. Here's a man that ran away and ran away. They couldn't beat it out of him. They couldn't take it away from him. When he went to the White House and said, "I'm a friend of Abraham Lincoln's," nobody believed him and wouldn't let him in. And so he went through the window. And he walked, I don't know if you know this, but he opened up the window of the East Room at the White House, and they started to shove him out. And Abraham Lincoln looked at him and said, "Excuse me, gentlemen, that's a friend of mine. That's Frederick Douglass," and brought him in to the White House. We go through bad periods as human beings because human beings sometimes are awful. But it is the Frederick Douglasses of the world and of each era and each time. It's the Martin Luther Kings, it's the George Whitfields, it's the people, the Gandhis, that will not sit down nor shut up. Don't you let them bully you, and don't you give up on the promise of America. It is always just over the horizon, but it requires each of us to reach for it and just not accept the mediocrity and never sit down. God bless you both.
Thank you. And also, Mr. Beck, just before you close, Jada and I would just like to express our gratitude to the Frederick Douglass Foundation of New York, because they did set the platform for Jada. You know, they did welcome her essay in, even though it didn't get to the Rochester City School District as it should have, but it got into the hands of them, and they were able to give Jada this Spirit of Freedom Award, you know, to let her know that she did do a good job in spite of how, you know, the teachers treated her and what, you know, has come about. So I definitely would like to thank them. And then also they did, you know, share with us the American History of Black and White by David Barton.
Oh,
yes,
wow.
We got to see that. They actually showed that clip to us before Jada received her award. So we really did enjoy that. So we just wanted to, you know, share that with you.
Jada, may I share one thing with you? I want to send you a copy of Giants. It's a book. I don't know if you've read it. It's about the friendship of Abraham Lincoln and Frederick Douglass that is absolutely fantastic. But I want to share something else with you. I don't know if you know this woman. Can you put the full screen up so Jada could see Phyllis Wheatley? Can you put that up? It is. This is a young black woman who was around the time of the Revolution. This is a poster that we're just making. I'm going to send you one of these. This is all the proceeds are for charity for Mercury One. But this is a poet, and at her time, African Americans weren't writing poetry, or so the white people thought. And when her poetry just took off, and when people heard it, they said, "Oh, that couldn't have been written by an African American." And she wrote unbelievable stuff. Her hero was George Washington. When he read her poetry, he asked her to come out and read some of her poetry to the troops. She was a remarkable young woman. She died by the time she was 30 because she was sick her whole life. But she came over on a slave ship and actually came to the place, even at this time, she came to the place where she thanked the Lord for the blessing of being here because of the promise that was just above and beyond everyone's reach at the time. I'm going to see if I can send you something about Phyllis Wheatley, too, because nobody teaches Phyllis Wheatley anymore. But God bless you guys.
God bless you. Thank you, Mr. Beck.